Welcome back to another episode of Dark Cloud. I went stamina stamina drink shopping between episodes, and we are back and ready to use my large amounts of stamina drinks. Save the day. And bought another like 40 or something. As you may have noticed on that screen, my previously nigh endless amounts of money are no longer as nigh and endless. In other words, I did not make back as much money going through those floors as I spent on all the stamina potions. So I'm gonna be a little more sparing with stamina potions when I'm fighting easy enemies, just so that way I have them. Because I'm not gonna farm money again for the end of the game, because I'm too close for that. I definitely did not realize that was a bat, or I would not have bothered doing that. Hey, look, I just knew there was a Gemron in there. Yeah. Also, yeah, so remove Holy to kill the Gemron, and then put it back on once the Gemron is dead, because the Gemrons are really the only enemy here that's not weak to Holy for whatever reason. Aren't King Mimics weak to Holy too? I feel like they are. I feel like yeah. Either that or they just aren't strong against it, and my magic stat makes them take damage. Honestly, not sure how exactly damage calculations like that work in this game, so could be either. Okay, come on, let's get that. Ow. I'm fine. Everything's a-okay. Let me just... That's not the button I meant to hit. Whoops. Also, this time I didn't quite fill up my inventory with stamina drinks. So that way I do, in fact, have some spaces left for stuff to get put in. So hopefully I don't have as many problems with that. Heck yeah, there we go. There's the exit. And there's the first floor done in 3 minutes. Heck yeah, I'm out of here. Okay, to the next floor. So, I spent a bit of time one time in Unity making something that was a lot like this game. I don't know how hard these enemies are, so I'm just gonna... Ow. Hard enough that they deal damage through stamina potions. How do you guys feel about Holy? They are weak to it. Oops. Gotta be careful when I get hit like that, because it removes stamina, which means that the next hit is going to do more damage. Also, died to poison. Even statue dogs are weaker against Holy, like... Yeah, Holy is just the right answer. Okay, let's keep on. Also, those lunar jerks are, well, jerks. And lunar. Like, throwing whole moons at people is just rude. Come on. There's no need to be that uppity about things, you know? Don't need to be throwing moons at people. That's just excessive. Oh, thank you, Mr. Lich. As long as I have Holy selected, Liches are easy enough to beat on their own. Plus, being able to hit them a few more times, not a bad thing. Okay, I'm staminaing against Crescent Barons. They just have too much health. Like, Like, it really is nothing else. It's just, I really don't feel like fighting them for the 3 centuries it would take to get through their health without the double damage. Like, it's excessive, what it is. Okay, there's the exit. Did I pick up a key? Remember, the answer to that question is no. Which is unfortunate. So we go back this way and... Oh, hey. Ow. Ooh, that hurt. And I'm suddenly reminded that yellow bananas are a thing. Thanks for the healing item, Christenberry. Really nice of you. If I run out of stamina potions before the end, it's gonna be because of that. Like, that's what's causing it. Right there. Oh, hey, Titan. I'm ranged though, so goodbye, Titan. This is what I mean by saying that ranged people have an unfair advantage in this game. It's just like in games of this type, right? Like, in any game in which you have a slow enemy, an enemy that's slow to approach and doesn't have a solid defense against range options, ranged people have an advantage against that enemy. Like, that enemy is going to be easy for ranged, whereas someone melee is going to have to get in its face and risk the whole dying thing. But like, someone ranged, like, yeah, they just get to laugh at it from afar as it dies, you know? It's really just not hard for them. Oh, my Dran's feather finally broke. Let's replace that real quick. Also, I really should replace my revival powder. No, better to be safe than sorry on this. Easy. You're next. Ow. Actually, wait, hold up. Can you stop? I'm trying to... Bye. Like, just grab this and leave, it's fine. We're out of here. And that'll be the second floor before the 8-minute mark, which is pretty good considering how relatively unlucky I got on that floor. And we're looking at, hopefully, I can fit enough floors in that there's only 3 more episodes of this series. Hopefully. That's the goal. And then, I don't know what I'm doing after that. Something. Henry Stickmin is what one of my friends recommended. I may stream that instead of putting that on YouTube though. I don't know, we'll see. Part of what is going to influence whether I stick with Twitch or YouTube as my primary platform in the end is going to strongly depend on how Twitch handles music. If they can get licensing sorted out for that, then I'll be doing great. Like, I will feel much better. I don't know. Yeah, so let's talk about licensing real quick. So, licensing right now is excessively dumb. And what I mean by that is, on pretty much any platform, there's no easy way for me to flag a video beforehand or a stream beforehand saying I have the right to play certain music, and that's just really unfortunate that there's no way for me to do that. There should be, for the record. There should absolutely be a way for me to just quickly flag it saying, hey, I have the right to do this, because the way it works right now is I'm going to get struck by either a I'm going to get some kind of copyright notice, whether it's a strike or a with this you can only or with this, we're gonna play ads for them on your video and you can't monetize it. And whichever one it does, that's super dumb. Because what I then have to do is by the way, didn't I get the exit key? No, okay. Because what I then have to do as me is appeal that, saying, hey, I have the right to use this. And that's just excessively dumb that I have to do that when I should just be able to say, I have the right to use these songs. These songs are licensed for this video. And as far as I'm aware, I don't have the ability to do that as a creator. I have to challenge it after I've already suffered the consequences, saying, hey, no, I did in fact pay for this. And imagine it like this. It'd be like if when you went to park somewhere, they just gave you a ticket anytime you parked anywhere. You use a parking space that's not public land and you just get a parking ticket. And they say, oh, well, if you paid for parking there, then dispute the parking ticket and it'll get sorted. But why the heck can I not just do some kind of way of showing that I have in fact paid for my parking ticket, like paid for parking there? Why do I have to dispute the ticket? It's that kind of system, and that's dumb. That's not the way licensing should work on a platform. And I don't know whether it's music labels being jerks because they think it makes them more money, which is, for the record, very much not true. And the reason why it's very much not true that makes them more money, it's the same reason why all the moves Nintendo is doing right now don't make it more money, which I guess I can talk about that in the next few episodes. Because the more you alienate people, the worse your profit margins get. And this isn't instantaneous. This isn't going to happen over one quarter unless you do something like boycott worthy, but it will happen over time, and this is just fact. And if you manage to maintain a monopoly, then you might be able to get away with that. But the more you do that, the more you create a place in the market for a competitor to form. So, like, let's say you are, I don't know, what's a company known for being a jerk? Oh, let's say Comcast. Let's say you're Comcast, and you are constantly a jerk and hard to deal with. And suddenly, people don't have to deal with you in order to get cable. Suddenly there's another option that's easier to handle that doesn't try and price gouge them or hit them with hidden costs, and man, suddenly, as soon as there is another option for that service, your profit margins start falling. That's literally how Netflix formed. Comcast made that opening for them. That's what happens. If you are a jerk, even if you have a monopoly, you're just making an opening for a competitor to move in. That's what you're doing. You're giving them the golden opportunity they need to move into your market and take over. Because what you're doing is alienating your customer base such that if there is another option, they'll take it. And you don't want to do that. That's a bad business decision. I do not get why so many companies default to this. It's just such an outdated understanding of how business functions. And it's really easy to see that it's worked out really poorly for a lot of companies. And like, there are things you can do to offset this, like marketing and stuff like that, but nothing is going to be as fundamentally good as just not being a jerk. And so I don't know how much of what's going on with Twitch and YouTube and music is just the music labels being jerks. I'm sure some of it is that. But Twitch is still handling it really poorly because they're transferring that jerkishness down. You know, they're transferring it down by telling the people who fund their entire service, well, maybe just turn music and games off. Really? In order to do that in most games, you have to turn audio off completely. You realize how weird that sounds? Here, I'll show you. This is what Twitch support told everyone to do. It sounds weird. It sounds super off, and because there's no background noise, I now have to be a lot more careful about accidentally making sound myself, because you can hear all of my shifting around. Anything I do is it feels super loud because there's no background noise whatsoever. This, much better. Like, and this is a game that's not even built around music. That's not even counting games like at the same time as all that was happening on Twitch, Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory came out. You know, a rhythm game. And what about games in which audio cues are important? Try playing any horror game without audio cues. Most horror games are practically unplayable without audio cues. Because, you know, there's such a stay on the edge of your seat. Or what if your main thing is doing, you know, reactions to things like Five Nights at Freddy's, or, you know, streaming other horror games like that without the music and the ambient sounds to set that up? Those jump scares just don't work. Like, you know, that's how games get you. It's not the actual jump scare, it's all the ambient setup for the jump scare. That's what makes the jump scare scary. It's not the jump scare itself. They're usually, you know, not that scary, honestly. Most jump scares just really aren't. And especially, like, considering how so much in games having monsters jumping at you or attacking you, that's just called playing a video game most of the time, you know? But it feels different in horror games, and that's because they have a different ambience. That ambience is largely built on sound. So without that, that game doesn't work. And like, that's the game type that's most affected, no doubt. Like, those are the game types that are most affected. But every game, for the most part, uses sound to enhance its ambiance. And to just tell people to just turn video game sound off is just it was just such a callous and unthinking response to the people who are the lifeblood of Twitch. Like Twitch doesn't work without creators. That's the whole concept. Like, it just doesn't work. It'd be like, you know, it's the same reason why Amazon works so hard to have products to sell that belong to Amazon, because they recognize and that's why they try and do so much to sign exclusivity deals and things like that. They're trying to make it so that way they can't be written out, because Amazon only works because it has products, which is the same way. It only works because it has creators. It's just a platform. It doesn't work unless there's something on it. It can't monetize without creators to monetize. YouTube's the same way. It only functions if it has creators. Like, that's the only way it works. It doesn't work otherwise. There's no way around that. There's no way to function without that. So for them to treat their creators badly, it's just really, like, you know, they're putting themselves in the same shoes as Comcast, a company which, I remind you, granted, hasn't yet hit unprofitable points, because they can still sell internet itself and be relatively okay. But cable, last I checked, is not doing so hot, and that's in large part because cable companies didn't treat customers well. The whole industry functioned under the assumption that that was a monopoly that would never be broken. So when that monopoly did get broken, people jumped ship really fast. And the same thing will happen here. If they, like, as soon as another option manages to present itself that solves these problems and manages to get past the initial threshold, people will jump ship. Now, getting past the initial threshold, definitely easier said than done. Don't get me wrong on that. Like, getting past the initial threshold requires a lot. Hello, gem rounds. If you could get crit and die, that would be great. Like, I cannot explain how happy it would make me if you just got crit and died right now. Okay. See ya. Anyway, that's the end of this episode. Next episode, I'll talk about Nintendo and all the stuff that's been going on there. See you guys next time.